Ukrayna Devlet Başkanı Zelenskiy'i, NATO Savunma Bakanları Toplantısı'na katıldı. Brüksel Ukrayna Devlet Başkanı Volodimir Zelenskiy'i, 11 Ekim 2023 tarihinde NATO Savunma Bakanları Toplantısı'nın yapıldığı NATO karargahına sürpriz bir ziyarette bulundu. Zelenskiy'i, toplantıda yaptığı konuşmada, Ukrayna'nın Rusya'nın işgalinden bu yana karşı karşıya kaldığı zorluklara değindi. Zelenskiy'i, Rusya, Ukrayna'ya karşı barbarca bir savaş yürütüyor. Sivil yerleşim yerleri bombalanıyor, masum insanlar öldürülüyor, dedi. Zelenskiy'i, NATO'dan Ukrayna'ya daha fazla askeri yardım ve destek talep etti. Zelenskiy'i, NATO, Ukrayna'nın güvenliğini sağlamaya yardımcı olmalıdır. Ukrayna, NATO'ya tam üye olmalı, diye konuştu. Zelenskiy'nin ziyareti, NATO'nun Ukrayna'ya desteğini göstermesi açısından önemli bir gelişme olarak değerlendirildi. NATO Genel Sekreteri Jens Stoltenberg, Zelenskiy'nin ziyaretini memnuniyetle karşıladığını açıkladı. Stoltenberg, Zelenskiy'nin ziyareti, NATO'nun Ukrayna'ya olan desteğinin güçlü bir mesajıdır, dedi. Zelenskiy, NATO Savunma Bakanları Toplantısı'nın ardından, ABD Başkanı Joe Biden ile de bir araya geldi. Zelenskiy ve Biden, Ukrayna'ya yönelik ABD desteğini ele aldı. Zelenskiy'nin NATO Savunma Bakanları Toplantısı'na katılımı, Ukrayna'nın Rusya'nın işgalinden bu yana karşı karşıya kaldığı zorluklara dikkat çekmesi açısından önemli bir gelişme olarak değerlendirildi.
Thank you so much.
So, President Zelensky, dear Volodimir, it's a great honor and privilege to welcome you back here to the NATO headquarters and to return the warm welcome you gave me when I visited Kiev just a couple of weeks ago. Your leadership, the bravery of the Ukrainian armed forces, the resolve of the Ukrainian people continues to impress and inspire all of us. And as you know, we will stand by you, provide support to Ukraine, because this is really important for the whole of NATO. NATO defense ministers will meet today and tomorrow. We will, of course, address Ukraine. We'll meet in the US-led Ukraine contact group, where we will mobilize more support, coordinate our military support to Ukraine. We'll meet in the NATO-Ukraine Council that we established at the Vilnius summit that will further strengthen our relationship and help Ukraine move towards a NATO membership. We will also tomorrow meet and address deterrence and defense. We agreed new defense plans at the Vilnius summit, and now everything is about implementing those defense plans with 300,000 troops on high readiness. We will also address NATO's missions and operations, including our presence in Iraq, helping to prevent ISIS from returning, and also our presence in Kosovo. We have seen increased tensions there, so it's important that NATO has increased its presence in Kosovo. Then we will also address the incident in the Baltic Sea with the damage caused to critical undersea infrastructure. I spoke with President Sauli Niinisto and Prime Minister Kaja Kallas yesterday, and we are in close contact. The important thing now is to establish what happened and how this could happen. If it is proven to be a deliberate attack on NATO critical infrastructure, then this will be, of course, serious, but it will also be met by a united and determined response from NATO. And tomorrow we will also be briefed by the Israeli Defense Minister Gallant on the situation in Israel. Allies condemn the horrific terrorist attacks on innocent civilians in Israel over the weekend, and we are looking forward to the briefing from the Defense Minister. So once again, dear President Zelensky, dear Volodymyr, welcome to NATO. Your fight is our fight. Your security is our security, and your values are our values, so we will stand by Ukraine for as long as it takes. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Secretary General, first of all, thank you so much that 2 weeks ago, I think you've been to Kyiv, and it was a very important meeting. We spoke about priorities for Ukraine, for defending, how to go, how to survive during this next winter. For us is big, one of the biggest challenge what will be, but anyway, we are preparing, we are ready, and now we need some support from the leaders. That's why I'm here today. Thanks for the invitation. Of course, I'll have possibility to speak and address to all the ministers of defense on the platform. Ramstein is so important, about 50 representatives of Minister of Defense and their teams and ministers. It's so important. We will speak about the priorities, how to push Russia out. It means out of our native land, and it means we will stop the war. Yes, and we'll speak about it. And you mentioned, Secretary, that tomorrow you'll speak about the situation in Israel. So also there will be some signals from us, from Ukraine. Of course, we are in the war, so we understand what does it mean, terroristic attacks, such victims, tragedy. My recommendation, if I can use this word, my recommendation for the leaders of the world. I remember the first days of our full-scale war. It began from terroristic attacks from Belarus by missiles, then Russian army, and that was the biggest tragedy what we had, and so many dying people and so many deaths, and it was very important not to be alone. Very important. And it can help to save your nation, people, save their lives. So my recommendation to the leaders to go to Israel, and I think to support people, just people. I'm not speaking about any institutions, just to support people who've been under terroristic attacks, people who are dying now. It's very important. Unity is more important than to be alone. It's more strong. It's very important. That's what can I say about it. Sometimes we are thinking how to prevail or how to stop the war, how to manage something, dialogue with Iran or Russia, and etc. Sometimes we are thinking. I think we have to think oppositely. We have not to give possibility for aggressors even to think about the Third World War, the new wave of aggression, the new big tragedy. That means if there is a big political support of the people, this means unity. That's why I recommend to go there. Of course, if Israeli side will be ready.
Questions. We'll take the Kyiv Independent over here, please.
Сьогодні я приїхав на Рамштайн. I have to answer in English. Yeah, so I came. I said already that's so very important that there are priorities. Air defense systems. Defending, so it's not just basic words. We have very concrete things, and we need them in very concrete, very concrete geographic points on our land to save energy network, to save people, to save grain for transit grain, to save these routes for Africa, Asia, for the world. So it's important. Then long-distance missiles or long-distance weapon, doesn't matter how you call. The problem, how to get it. Yes, because you need this, especially for the one reason, to push Russia out of our land. And I think these two things are the most important. And the third thing, how to defend. Just to stay each day and defend. It's not about counteroffensive. Counteroffensive, it's one direction. But you also have to defend, because opposite you, Russia, big army of these terrorists. That's about artillery. Just speaking about artillery. Three very concrete things.
Mr.
Kiev independent. Translate Kiev independent, please.
Kiev independent. I think she is supposed to have the correct.
About EU. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Very quickly about EU. I don't know. Maybe we'll meet with President Michel, or I will see what will be today, because everything is very quick. But I will be happy if we will have this plan. Our teams will connect. But anyway, we had meeting some days ago with President Michel. We spoke about it. Almost everything is ready from our side to open negotiation. So we done almost everything.
Sorry, Kiev independent, I think.
Okay.
Thank you. Secretary General, Ukrainian
And
soldiers...
it's true that Kiev is independent.
Thank you. I am from Kiev. Ukrainian soldiers on the ground cite a severe lack of ammunition, particularly mortar bombs, that makes it even more difficult to wage a counteroffensive. What are NATO countries planning to help Ukraine, and how soon can we expect a rapid increase in supplies? And why has it been taking so long for NATO countries to increase the production of ammunition to match the needs? And Mr. Zelenskiy'i, I have what are the most critical weapons that your country needs to have better results in the counteroffensive?
Well, so first of all, we meet today to mobilize more support to Ukraine. And as President Zelensky just said, this is about air defense, it's about artillery, it's about ammunition. And I welcome the new announcement we have just heard over the last couple of days from Romania and also from Germany. And I expect more NATO allies to make further announcements today for more support to Ukraine, because we need to sustain and step up the support. Air defense is critical to protect the cities, the economy, the critical infrastructure of Ukraine, and that helps them to help themselves, because then the economy can function, then things can work in Ukraine, and that will help the Ukrainians to also produce, to trade, to function as a normal country, and that will increase their ability to finance and to provide also ammunition themselves for the war. What we are seeing now is that President Putin is preparing once again to use winter as a weapon of war. Meaning attacking the energy system, the gas infrastructure. We need to prevent that, and with more advanced and increased capabilities for air defense, we can make a big difference. NATO allies have stepped up production. We have now 2.4 billion in what we call framework contracts for increased ammunition production, out of which 1 billion is firm contracts. And we are constantly working on ramping up production to enable Ukraine to continue to fight this just war and to continue to liberate their land.
Secretary General almost answered long distance. We'll see. We'll have meeting with Prime Minister. I hope we will speak not only about F-16. We also have to think how to live during the war. It means the reconstruction, and there are some voices in the world that we don't have money to help Ukraine in reconstruction. The answer is very quick. You have assets. Russian assets. If they destroy us, we can use this money. Let's find the key to have this Russian money and spend them on reconstruction of Ukraine. That is one of the main things what I want to speak about with Prime Minister Kroll.
President Zelensky has to attend many important meetings, so now we need to end this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Героям слава.